Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I really wanted to make a proper video, and this is probably as best as it'll get for now. I usually make my videos as I go. This actually, sis, I wrote it down this time because it's very important, and I managed to get as much as I can from this. So this is about the future and what was here before. It's about the future and what was here before and where we're going with in the next phase of evolution for the planet. I keep saying stuff like that. What does that even mean, Francis? What are you talking about? So there was a time when the planet was in a golden age era, and there were civilizations that lived on this planet. So I'm kind of making I'm prefacing some of the things I'm going to say now, right? Um, so there's that, right? There's the civilizations that lived here before, and then these are just advanced spiritual souls that come in civilizations like the Aztec or Native Americans, and they continue to do the kind of work that they did before. So what we're doing is, or what's happening is that we're gonna go back there to that same space and that same kind of civilization that we had before. And then we're just setting the ground steps now for what's been happening to make that happen. They want to come back into a time when in this future of planet Earth, on this timeline, there's a golden age, and they're ready. They already know it's coming, so they're just waiting to come here. So when I make these videos, it's because a lot of the stuff that's going on now on this planet and whatever I'm involved with, because like I said before, I have to put out these videos because it's my duty to do so, to verbalize and explain to those that are listening, be it now or 10 years from now, whenever they come around this video, that this is happening, right? It needs to be put down, right? It needs to be put down, and it needs to be set. It needs to be set. So it doesn't matter if just one person hears it. That's enough, right? Me knowing isn't enough. It has to be heard, and it'll be heard. I know it'll be heard. All right, so they're coming, and you're asking who are these civilizations that we had in the past. So I spoke, or I heard the voice of the conglomerate of individuals that make up an energy ball that is traveling across the universe, looking for planets that are ripe for them to incarnate as individuals. Let's use the word 144,000 as a number that everyone knows, but it can be as small as 72,000 individuals that incarnate in civilization, and they that's ripe and ready for them to be here physically enough that they can advance their own work as a advance their personal work as a spiritual unit, right? That's a ball. And that's just what they're gonna do. You till, you plow the land, you get it ready, you put your crops in, and why do you do that? So that you can grow crops, right? And that's what's happening. We're getting the planet to be in a we want the planet to be in a space where it's ready to accept these individual beings, energy beings, right? So they can incarnate on the planet, and they can be here to do whatever it is they got to do, right? I don't go that far when it comes to what's happening. So they're from the Tolmecs in Central America, was one of those civilizations. Then there's Asia, and then we have our very own Native American civilization. I wrote here Native American spirit. because I've dealt with their energy before. And there's Native American spirit, there's Asia, and then stomach. If you want to feel the Native American spirit, go to a powwow. And there was one that I did years ago, right before COVID, and it was just nuts. It was unbelievable how it felt to be there. I was just blown away. It felt like we were all riding in this cloud, right? It felt like you just like had a couple of drinks, but I didn't have any drinks. You know the feeling I'm trying to explain to you. And it was just wonderful. I couldn't, and it's not like an addictive thing. It's like, oh wow, it's like you're driving through a fog. You feel different. You know it's different, even though you've been down the road a million times. You react and you treat yourself and you see your surroundings within that fog for um for whatever space, whatever, however long you're gonna be in it for. But it's just how your perception of everything changes, and I thought we might have a problem with that. And I'm trying to maneuver the situation in a way so that we can get to that, those kind of things that we want to do, right? And yeah, I was almost just panicking there a little bit. So these are the Tolmecs, Asia. Asia is a conglomerate, and Native American. Um, the next thing is the reason why I kind of wrote this video. It's very simple, right? So we have a we. So this is how it goes. Let me start a brief introduction to how I go through things. Semi-conscious or unconscious, I go through these phases to receive the channel information that I get from myself. And I've mentioned this previously, where I watch a lot of movies and videos and whatever it's on that I like or that I might be interested in or that I'm just drawn to, because there's things that I need to experience for myself. It's just the way that my channeling works. There's people that go out in nature, they listen to music, or they have their drawings, or they draw something out, right? A shape or a form, and they're inspiring in a way. And then maybe they're looking at it now, and they'll look at it another time, and it'll just be different, or they'll get a connection with that kind of energy, right? Um, for example, sometimes I'm watching a video, or I'm watching YouTube, or or I'm doing something, and I'll just start moving my head in a certain way. It just naturally goes. It goes with a flow, right? There's a connection that goes, and you feel that. And I stop myself from doing it from time to time. And I remember the beginnings of that experience for me was that I um I used to have a pendulum, and I used to use the pendulum. The pendulum's swing on a string, and your consciousness, your you don't want to be angry or mad. You can be obviously happy, but just try to be neutral, because at any given point you will be angry or mad, or you're just not in a neutral state where you feel comfortable to use the pendulum. And then the pendulum will move, but you might be triggering it to move in the way that you want it to, instead of just letting it um, dangle and kind of spin on its own if you're holding it with your fingers. And I did that for a while, and I did that for a while. And then I heard a voice that said, at some point, you are the pendulum, meaning that you'll be clear enough to get all this energy. And then I'll never forget that, because I find myself sometimes, I'm just here and I feel like I'm just swinging my head like back and forth. And I'm getting this energy that's coming in naturally through me, where you don't need the medium of exchange of a pendulum or wicking stick to get the things that you need to know about. Right? So, the second thing that happens to me is, and I've read this somewhere, or I saw a video or YouTube video about this, on Saturday or something, or Sunday. I remember the day, and they said very quite clearly that when you feel tired, when you go to bed at night and you have a good night's sleep, and you feel tired in the morning, and you wake up and you feel like you've just been beaten with a stick, right? You're going to feel exhausted throughout the day, but you would still say to yourself, oh, I had a good night's rest last night. What happens? What happens is that your soul, your light body, leaves your body specifically. It goes out of your body, and outside of that 8 hour space, you're in meetings, you're communicating, you're doing your galactic duties outside of your body during your dream time. And that's what's been happening recently. And I had that channeling with Chloe. Chloe's from Orion, and Chloe and I were just having this conversation with just any given moment. You're walking around, you're doing your that regular routine during your day, and it'll just come back to you, and you'll just realize, oh, I was doing something, and you won't recall the day, but I can tell you for sure that you'll feel tired because you are outside of your light body, and that's how I've been feeling these last few days. I've been feeling exhausted, and I feel like I've had a good night's sleep. So I'm in these meetings every night. Meetings. You know who I am? I'm a person that's working all the time. That's who I am. So you're wondering about this individual that's frightened and scared, and he's shitting bricks. This guy's lost his mind. Well, he figured out something he wasn't supposed to. So when he comes back and he says, well, I know now. Okay, I know. I'm like, okay, all right, so what are you going to do about it? At that moment, he made an offering. And when he made the offering, a reptilian came in our conversation. So I'm talking to a reptilian, and I hear them talking back and forth. The reptilian is saying, this man is lying to you, right? He's lying. He's not going to do what he says he's going to do. So outright, he's lying. So 15 reptilians are leaving the planet soon. I already spoke about this. And they're coming soon to leave the planet. Why are they leaving the planet? Because if they go back to Zeta, the planet of origin, they'll be slaves. So we made them a deal. The Earth Alliance made them a deal and said that you need to go, and they arranged for a ship from Orion to come and pick them up and take them away from the planet. So when that happens, be mindful, because the energy of the planet is just going to lift way up. It's going to lift higher and higher and higher. And this reptilian said to this individual very specifically, he said, you screwed up, you made a mistake, you screwed up. You were doing something you weren't supposed to be doing, and you figured out something you weren't supposed to figure out. So the reptilian that was representing these 15 other reptilians, these other individuals, he had to come in a conversation, and he had to step in for himself, because he was opposed to how this individual was handling the situation and the information that he got and he felt was right, only to interrupt him and tell me for himself that he wasn't truthful about what he was saying, and he was lying about his intentions, and he explained to him how he messed up and under which circumstances he just didn't do what he had to do correctly. In any case, these 15 reptilians are going to leave the planet. And he was angry. He started cursing at that reptilian, and they were having this back and forth, and I was just kind of listening to what they were doing, and F you, and this and that. And I just was thinking to myself, you put your trust in a reptilian, whoa, unbelievable. And you think that he would let you speak on his behalf when he's made a deal to leave the planet with his other friends, and just because that deal can just go down the drain if he lets you start doing the things you're not supposed to. So he had to come in the conversation and save his own ass. So they're leaving you guys behind, and they're leaving, and then you want to trust the reptilian. So that's why this guy is like panicking. He's shitting bricks. He's you know, I don't know how you get yourself in this situation in the first place. It's mind-boggling to think of it that way. And I have a lot of personal opinions, and I can say so much more about this situation. Um, you know, it's either way. It's too late because they're not going to give up the experience of leaving to another place and being free instead of going back to Zeta. They're not going to give up that chance or that opportunity. So I asked the reptilian, "What do you think about him?" And he says that he doesn't trust him that well. But I'll give you a chance. The Earth Alliance is going to give you a chance, right? So you start talking, and you start talking to the right people and say the right things, and that reptilian, he'll let the Earth Alliance know if what you're saying is true or not. Okay? Because in his own words, he said that he'll take care of you. Okay? So I'm giving you a chance. The Earth Alliance is giving you a chance to do right, and we'll know through him if you're being truthful or not. So, there are 10 more reptilians that are deep and underground in the planet. Now, they could have all left together. It was about 10. They could have all left together, and they're not. They can't. They're not leaving because they cut off the communication between the top half, the not so deeper ones that I'm telling you about that are leaving soon, and the ones that are underneath even further down on Earth. So they have no clue about what's been happening. They don't know that they're leaving. There's 15 of them going. They have no clue about what's going on. For all they care, somebody's just gonna knock at their latch or wherever they are, or you know, whatever cave they're in, and hey, come on, it's fine. We fixed it. You know, Earth is back under control. Let's go back to what we were doing before. But I really don't think so. I don't really think that's going to happen. It won't, because the energy of the planet it's lifting and it's getting higher for everyone. So, I think that's about it. That was the bad news, really. The good news is just how much better will be, and how interested I am in having these 3 major civilizations come back and reincarnate when the planet is ready to receive that kind of energy, so that we can experience higher beings on this planet along with each other, which is the most interesting part. The whole all that other stuff, not that it isn't accurate or true, but it's just kind of boring to me. I'd love to know about the Native American spirit and the Tolmecs. You know, I know that for a fact. The name of that. They had a communication with me, and they told me about this. You know, and the person that's Tolmec in Central America is an actual person that verbalized the fact that, yeah, you know, like, hey, we're waiting for this to happen. You know, we know what you're doing. You're doing a great job. You're letting everyone know about the things that are supposed to be going on. And that, I mean, that's great, right? The Asian ones, obviously, we know about the Asians, and you know, the Hindu, and their that part of the planet that has these beliefs and things like that about you know, what is it now? It's Quan Yin and all these beings, right? And the Native Americans too, as well. So yeah, there is an individual that's connected to the Tolmecs that I know that he's aware of this. And then so there's that, right? And that's kind of all what they wanted me to say. That's that they're ready to get here, and that it was a good confirmation for me. It felt right, you know, the Tolmecs, and then it feels good to tell you about it. How we're gonna have these beings here with us. there's just playing the devil's advocate. There's lots of ways that you could have kept your control over the planet that you just didn't do. And for what reason didn't you do that? And I don't know. You really could have stretched this as far as you wanted to, but you just didn't. And it's just what I'm gonna leave you with. Playing the devil's advocate here. I don't know why that. Why didn't you just you know kept it going for whatever reason? I don't know. But well, I guess that's all. I think this is the video that most people will be more interested in knowing about, because it's stuff that's going to be in our future as humanity and as a species. And I'm very grateful and happy to bring you this channeling and this information to you, because it's important for everybody to know, right? And it's for those that care, it's my job to bring information to you, sis, and not hold back, because everybody needs to know. And we all need to be on the same page when it comes to what's happening now and how our future is going to be like. So I'll leave you guys all with that. It's been great, and just things keep coming through, which is fine by me, and it's just something that I'm really happy and grateful for, that I can deliver to you guys and let you guys know what's going on. So I'm very happy. I'm grateful to be that person that can inform you about the current events that we're having on this planet. So you guys keep all charged up, keep your phones ready. That we're gonna have a winter storm here, so we don't know if there's gonna be any power outages or anything like that. But soon after this, you guys can go on ahead and continue to release all the information that you have. Really bring out those videos that we need to see, because it's what's good and positive for humanity, right? And start bringing out all that technology and all that stuff that everybody needs to know and hear about, so that we can move this civilization forward. All right? Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and thanks for watching.